Okay, here's a quick overview of the hydronic heating system that I had coming from my outdoor wood boiler. So this is the hot line that's coming in from the furnace. This is the return line that's going back to the furnace. So it's coming in here. It branches off with a valve going to a furnace coil, circulates, comes back. So I've got a constant loop of hot water. This is just an electric furnace. This sits right on top of the intake. The filter fits right on it. That worked out real easy. I will note this is a temporary setup. We're only going to be in this house a couple of years. I'm renting the house from family, so I made it so I can take everything out and put it all back how it was. So if this was my house, I would do this a lot neater, but this is a real quick. I threw it together, temporary, and it works. So anyway, it comes back out of here. Again, this is the hot line from the stove. So it goes to the furnace here, returns. Here it comes down to another valve, goes into this heat exchanger, comes back out, goes back to the stove. So it's a constant loop through here. Over here we have the cold water coming in to the hot water heater. It used to go directly in here. Instead now it comes over and goes through this heat exchanger and out and then into the hot water heater. So as this water that's 170 degrees is circulating through, it's heating up the water coming in here instantly, and then any water that is used when you turn the hot water on a sink or the shower, it's pulling water into the hot water heater and back out, and it's going into the hot water heater already hot. So the breaker for this is actually turned off. This is just a storage tank. And the only other thing that I have here is I have cold water. The cold water goes in here into the hot water. I have it teed off, and it's going to a shutoff valve. It's currently off. If I turn it on, this runs water back into my heater and refills it. Whenever the low water light comes on, I just come in here, crack it. I don't have to drag a garden hose or anything out to the heater. I can fill it from right here. It goes right into the return line and fills the system. So then in the summertime, when I'm not using the furnace and I want to use air conditioning, I just shut these valves off. This one and this one, shut them off. It isolates this. So this goes back to being cold, and then the air conditioner just works as normal. And only the hot water is going through this heat exchanger. And that's how I ran it all summer long. I had hot water heated by the stove all summer while using my air conditioner like normal. And the furnace is still, everything's hooked up except for the electric grid in the bottom. I just disconnected and turned off the breakers for the power grid for the electric heating element, but the furnace runs just normal from a thermostat. When the thermostat calls for heat, it kicks the fan blower on. The fan pulls hot air through the hot water, heats the whole house. That's all there is to it.